Hey YouTube, it's Big Noah here. In today's video, I'll be sharing my experience leveling up from 1 to 94 in just 12 hours while playing only Blight in Soul Self-Found. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does help the channel. If you'd like to see me play live, I stream every day at twitch.tv/BigNoah, and I'll leave the link in the description. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Before we begin, it's important to note that this strategy requires you to have completed the campaign and done at least your third lab. If you've also done Uber Lab, that's even better. Now, to make the campaign experience faster, I recommend buying all the necessary skill and support gems for your character and organizing all of the uniques and leveling rares into one tab for easy access. There are many videos that cover how to do the campaign efficiently, but for this guide, we will focus on leveling up after the campaign. Specifically, this strategy is designed for characters that have done at least their third lab and have completed the campaign.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
The key to this strategy is using the right ring anoints. The first one you'll need is for the meteor tower, which will create burning ground for 3 seconds. This is essential because burning ground is a core mechanic in Path of Exile, and it can still damage enemies in Blight even if they are immune to the meteor damage. The second ring anoint you'll need is the chilling tower, which will freeze enemies for 0.2 seconds while they are affected by chilling beams. While the sun tower is a strong crowd control tower, there are still some monsters that are immune to it, so the chilling tower serves as a backup. Keep in mind that this may require a silver oil, which might cost like 20 to 40 chaos in the first few days of a new league. However, I recommend spending a little money on this as it will greatly improve the effectiveness of the chilling tower. When starting a Blight map, the first thing to consider is the immunities of the first two lanes. If they are not immune to stun towers, prioritize building an empower tower with a stun tower nearby, and try to add a meteor tower if there's room. If one of the first two waves is immune to stun, replace the meteor tower with a chilling tower. In general, if there isn't a cluster of 2 to 3 towers when you start a map, try to kill some monsters yourself and wait until the map branches out to find a suitable cluster of 4 towers to build. Be sure to build as close to the core as possible, as your towers will stop functioning if you move more than about 2 screens away. The chilling tower should always be placed close to the core, as no monster should even reach that point unless they are immune to stun. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Hey guys, so I'm gonna take us through what I normally do when I first start the Blight. So when we first start the Blight, we're gonna start the encounter, and then we're gonna look for clumps of towers in like packs of 3 or 4. And remember, you always want the towers to be close to your pump. So we got unlucky here, as usual. So the first 2 waves are not stun immune. So that means we want to focus on building a stun tower first. So I'm going to start the encounter here since we got bad tower placement. And the reason why I'm starting it early while only building 2 towers is it'll start branching, right? And when it branches, look, it's already starting to branch, right? So hopefully we'll get some, yeah. So now we got one back here, right? So we're going to make that a fire tower. And then you always want your chilling tower to be as close to the core as possible. Okay? So now this area is pretty much on lockdown, right? We got the stun, we got our upgraded meteor tower, and then we have the ice immune for when they get close. My only worry is because of where this spawned, we also need a stun tower, right? For just specifically for this portal. because this portal is not going to get hit by the stun tower. Oh, God. This tower is not going to get hit by the stun tower over there. Alright, so... Same thing. Always build the stun tower first. You can try to help kill mobs so you get your points up. Alright, we're going to make sure our ice tower's in the back. Our fire tower's right here. Alright, so now these two areas are pretty much on lockdown, right? Ideally, I want to get another Empower Tower to power up both of these guys. It's not super necessary. So now that both of these are on lockdown, now we're just going to keep building... Oh, perfect. We got our Empower Tower to empower these two. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to keep building Meteor Towers. Remember, like, you cannot go more than 2 screens away from the core. And the last thing I'll leave, this game is pretty much over now, right? I'm not gonna hold us here for the rest of the time. But the last thing I'll mention is the chilling towers. They can only freeze up to 22 enemies at once. So you have to check your chilling towers every so often, just to make sure they don't have a lot of mobs built up. And if they do, you have to help clear it out. But once the Blight is on lockdown and like nothing can get through, you're just gonna try to branch out just a tiny bit, like not too far, right? Because then your towers stop working. Just a tiny bit, and just build meteor towers. If you are new to the Blight mechanic and want to earn experience, I recommend using 1 Amber Oil and 2 Verdant Oils on your Blight maps. This will grant you a total of 90% increased XP and reduce the cost of towers by 25%. If you are more comfortable with running Blight maps and your goal is still to get XP, use 3 Verdant Oils for a total of 135% XP. If you are looking to make money, I recommend using 1 Crimson Oil, 1 Violet Oil, and 1 Teal Oil. If you're looking just for loot, use 1 Violet, 1 Crimson, and 1 Opalescent Oil. If you're in Trade League and you want to sell your Opalescent Oils instead, use 1 Violet and 2 Crimson Oils. Alright, it's prep time! Thanks for watching. I hope that these tips on using Defensive Flask and approaching Blight encounters in Path of Exile have been helpful. Remember, it's important to shift your mindset and treat these encounters like a tower defense game. Don't panic, trust in your tower selection, and prioritize staying alive. With these strategies in mind, you'll be well equipped to tackle even the toughest Blight encounters. Good luck on your journey through Path of Exile. And remember, efficiency is key. Make every move count, Exile.